Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. I've seen a few sellers that are going to give our dealers a good run for their money.
You know you want it.
That's for one, is it?
I was looking over the 100 mark.
If the money's not there, I'm going to get serious. I'm going to come back with a big cane, a stick, unless there's more money on the table. Today, the show comes to you from Carlisle in Cumbria. Great crowd of people have turned up. What are they going to do? Take cash, gamble? Either way, they're going to want the real deal.
Our dealers are eager to get stuck in, so best not keep them waiting. Let's join Stuart Hofgartner and our first seller, David.
Interesting pair of plaques.
They are, aren't they?
It's the history to start with I'm really interested in on these. Do you know the provenance? Do you know anything about them?
I think the far one is the old Cumberland coat of arms.
Right.
Not Cumbria, Cumberland.
Right.
And this one will be the city of Carlisle.
So it's the city of Carlisle. I didn't recognise that straight away, actually. So, and do you know, apart from being the town or the city crest, do you know what they are used for, what they were from?
I don't. They look to be wall plaques. They do have screw holes
They
on
certainly
them.
have,
so
yeah. And they're certainly a good weight. So they're cast iron.
Yeah.
I've had a look. There's nothing on the back of them, so it's not a sort of local foundry. How long have you had them?
They must have been lying in the shed 20 years.
Have they really?
Yeah.
I think they're from the front of the rain hoppers on drain pipes.
Right, yeah.
On an important building in its day.
Mm-hmm.
And what's good about them is they got the original paint on them.
Right.
They may have been repainted at some time, but they've been there a long
never
time.
attempted to clean them up.
No.
I did intend to get them professionally done, and I thought, well, the children don't want anything like this now,
No.
so...
Okay, and I like them. It's my sort of thing.
That's
so,
good.
Let's see if we can have a go at buying them.
Yeah?
20, 40, 60, 80, £100.
That's for one, is it?
Good answer.
Which one would you
You
like?
really rate them, dear?
You do.
I like them, yes, I do like them. £50 each.
Put some more down and we'll think about it.
I do like them, you're right. £120. They're nice things, they're my cup of tea, if you like.
Now, it's David, isn't it?
It is, yes.
£120 is on the table. I've got two valuations. I've got 150 to 200 from our independent valuers. Now, because of the local auctioneer in this proximity, he's gone in for a 2 to 3.
Has he?
I'm going to go with the estimation in the 150 to 2. 120 is getting up there. I'm not really in the 2 to 300. I'm sure he's a gentleman. He'll put a little bit more down. And when he does, I'm going to say, take his money.
I will do.
Thank you, David. He's right, I do like them.
Right.
Another £20, £140.
I think that's a fair offer.
We have a deal?
You have a deal. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much.
Quite happy. £140 when they cost me nothing.
I'm pleased I bought the plaques. No trouble selling those.
That's the spirit, Stuart. Next up, it's Lauren with her 2 Worcester Vases.
I'm hoping to get between 50 and 70 pounds for them. Perhaps I will deploy some tactics today. After all, they were my grandmother's, so there is an amount of sentimental value.
Well, you know what the dealers say. They're not paying for sentiment. Best of luck.
Now you've brought in a nice pair of Worcester Vases.
Yes.
Top quality, top quality. What can you tell me about them?
I can tell you that they were my grandmother's. They've been in the family a long time. I think they might have been even further back than that. Something I always admired, always kept in a cabinet, and as a child never allowed to go anywhere near them. So something I've watched from afar. Unfortunately, she passed away a few years ago, so that's why they've come to me.
Why are you selling them?
Because I'm getting married shortly, and everything that I can put towards the wedding, I am
That's the
doing.
way it's
So
going.
some sacrifices have to be made, and although they are, very nice pieces, I need the money.
Well, they're top quality.
you.
Worcester is the best of the porcelain makers in Britain, and these would have been made at the turn of the century, maybe 1900, that kind of era. Now, these would have been made as cabinet pieces, so they'd have been made for show. Beautifully painted and nice marks underneath, clearly marked. So I would say they're around 1900. Quality of the porcelain is first class. There is a little bit of damage.
Yes,
on
I know
one.
that.
So do you want a lot of money for these?
I would, yes.
I'm sure you do. They are very good quality. There's £50. How about £90?
Well, that's a good start.
Oh, that's something positive.
That's something positive. As you say, though, they are top quality.
They
They've been
certainly
very
are.
well looked after. And, you know, I do want to get the best price that I can.
Of course.
I'm only going to sell them once.
Of course.
So I would like a little more
All
than
of
that.
these things. How about £95? Is that a little bit more tempting for you?
It is a little more tempting. However, I was looking over the 100 mark.
I do think they're worth over 100, but I'm trying to build in a profit, and I have to think about the little bit of damage. Here's David with some advice for you.
So you're selling these off to get funds for your forthcoming wedding?
That's right.
Okay. When I first saw these from a distance, I thought, fabulous pair of Royal Worcester Vases, and then my attention was brought to this damage here. Because of that, both the independent valuers and the auctioneer have gone 50, 60, 50, 80. And what's on the table, Helen?
95.
95, considering the condition, I think is not bad. Because to repair that by a specialist restorer is going to cost a few bob to do. So I'm going to say to you, I don't think you will do much better by going to auction.
Thank you.
Right, Lauren, you've heard David's advice, which is always spot on.
Yes.
I'm going to be sticking at 95. I'm not moving. I think it's kind of meanish offer, but that's my final bid on it, is 95. But you decide if you think you might get a little bit more at auction.
Well,
Decisions are yours.
It is a very hard call, but I think you've made me a fair offer, and I will take your offer of £95.
I think it's a fair offer, and I'm glad you've taken my money. I hope you have a fabulous day in your wedding.
Thank you very much.
best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Lauren.
£95 is fantastic, much more than what I thought I was going to get. I argued hard, and I'm very pleased with the result.
Well done, Lauren, and enjoy the wedding. Now, across the den, Amanda's hoping to cross Debbie Serple's palm with silver.
I've brought in a silver christening mug. I'm looking for £50 for it. Debbie, the dealer, likes British silver, so hopefully she'll give me the amount that I'm looking for.
Let's find out, shall we?
Tell me about your little mug.
It is a christening mug my mum received for her christening.
Okay. It's sweet. I really like it. It's got a hallmark for Sheffield 1896, which is really nice to see. So it's pure English silver. It's highly likely that it came from a silver dealer and it would have had this lower ridge pattern, but because I think it's been made as a little girl's christening cup, you've got this lovely, all the way round, this sort of swag ribbons. It's certainly a little girl's christening cup. It's got a nice sort of retail value to it. So it has a lot going for it.
Okay.
I've weighed it, so I know exactly what the current scrap price is for today. And that may go up and it may go down.
Okay.
The reason I'm mentioning it is it's a really good mark against which I know where to price it at.
Okay.
So I'm going to start by simply giving you the scrap price, or a little bit over. It scraps at £38. Now, the reason it doesn't seem an awful lot of money is that the handle is actually hollow. So it's whoever's made it has saved on the cost of making a piece. So I'm just explaining where I'm coming from. So that's 60, £80 is what I'd like to pay for it. That gives me a little bit of profit, no messing, no nonsense. I'm not just paying you the scrap. And I think that's quite a good offer, but it's down to you.
I'd like to see a little bit more.
A little bit more? I will give you a little bit more, but it won't be an awful lot more. 90, and that's my final offer. What do you feel about that?
I think I'll take the deal.
Take the deal? Thanks very much for
Thank you.
bringing it in.
Well, Amanda got more than the 50 quid she wanted out of you, Debbie.
I was pushed a little bit and perhaps fell for that, but at the end of the day, there is still a profit in it. It's a lovely little christening mug. I'm happy to own it.
And let's just hope you can find a buyer. But after the break, David gets serious.
I'm going to come back with a big cane, a stick, unless there's more money on the table.
Better book up your ideas, Debbie. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal. It's all go today, so let's head straight over to Tim Hogarth's table, where seller Stuart's hoping diamonds are just a girl's best friend.
Well, I brought a diamond ring in today, and it's worth a few quid, and I'm going to push him as hard as I can.
This is a difficult thing to sell because it's not as fashionable as a single stone ring, so I am erring on the side of caution.
Come on now, Tim, don't be a meanie.
Stuart.
Hiya, Tim.
That's never yours, is it?
Aye.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, you doing with a diamond ring?
Selling it to you.
Well, possibly selling it to me. Where have you got this from then, Stuart?
Well, I lost my mum not long ago.
Right.
And my two daughters don't want it, so I'll sell it.
So, was it your mum's ring
Yeah.
then? All right.
Yeah.
So, had she had it a long time?
A long time, yeah.
And did she used to wear it all the time?
She did, but her fingers got thin and she couldn't wear it anymore.
Right, because it's a pretty ring, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It's probably what we'd call a cocktail ring. It's a bit, bigger and bolder rather than an engagement ring or something like that. And it's in white gold.
Right.
And it's in 14 karat gold, and it's a cluster of little diamonds.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, you probably won't have had a look too closely at it, Stuart. It has got a little diamond missing.
Right.
So that will, for me, hold it back because it'll be expensive to have, one, to size a diamond for it, and for two, a jeweller to get it into that position. So
there's no plus points with it then?
No, there is plus points. Now, I'm not talking... It's nice.
Yeah.
Vintage is in. Nice diamonds. It's 14 karat gold. There you go. There were more pluses than negatives there,
well,
wasn't
good.
there, Stuart?
Good.
Hey, you're telling me today, aren't you?
Yeah.
So have you got an idea of price?
Quite a rough idea, yeah.
I thought you would have. And it's a shame your daughters don't want it, isn't it, really? Would you like one of them to have had it?
I would have done, but it's not fashionable for kids now, is it?
It isn't, no. Right, Stuart, we're ready. 20, 40, 60, 80, £100, 20, 40, 60, 80, £200.
You're a bit off.
I thought I was spot on, actually.
A bit more would be nice.
I think
Hello,
the
David.
situation here is, this belonged to your mother, so there's a lot of personal attachment to it, and sometimes you can feel something is worth a little bit more because of the personal attachment. But let me tell you, the independent valuers and the auctioneer, they say £200 to £300. It is a modern ring, not the easiest thing to sell because there's no real age with it, but it's a decorative, showy ring for its money. It's got potential in the sale room. It may well make the £300, and it could make more, but it's a bit of a gamble, and you must be prepared to take that gamble and take the consequences just in case it doesn't come up to the reserve.
Right, Stuart. What do you think to that?
Good advice.
Very good advice.
20 quid and it's yours.
I knew you were going to say that.
20 quid and it's yours.
On this occasion, you know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm going to give you that extra £20, Stuart.
Thank you very much.
We got a deal?
We've got a deal, Tim.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
I was happy with the deal. I pushed him as hard as I could, but I was reasonably happy, yeah.
You did push me, but I think I will get a profit on that ring.
Fingers crossed, Tim. Now, time's ticking, so let's join Debbie and Carl.
I found this clock at my parents' house while sorting out some of my grandparents' stuff.
OK, so how long have you had it then in your possession?
I found it last January.
Right.
And never thought much about it really, and then when the show was coming to Carlisle, I thought it might be worth having a look and see.
OK, do you know much about it?
Not really, no.
No? So on the front we've got Connell of Cheapside in London. This is the retail shop that it would have been sold by. And if we turn it round, it has a French movement. So it's got Paris written in there and a number. The only thing is, I will say it has seen better days.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Do you know whether it works?
I picked it up, looked at it, and then put it down on the side, and then it seemed to start working. But again, when I brought it to the show, it doesn't seem to be working.
Do you know the story behind the hand?
No, and it was only my stepfather that said to me, when I said about coming on the show, he says, most clocks have two hands. It's a bit of a joke, so...
Yeah, it's certainly missing a hand there, which is problematic. The other thing that's problematic is that it's brass covered with a gilding, and that's almost gone, again, through use. It's been rubbed and gone. So it's in a bit of a sad state.
Yeah.
I will be making you an offer, but it will be based on the fact that an awful lot of work needs to be done to it.
Okay.
And I hope you're not offended by what I offer you. 20. 40 pounds. How do you feel about that?
No, nowhere near where I was.
Absolutely not. I really don't want to spend much more money in buying it, bearing in mind I know what it's going to cost to get it repaired. I will try for one more, but it won't be that colour.
Okay.
50.
Now, I can see Carl, our dealer, looking across with those slightly narrowed eyes, and no wonder. First of all, does that sound like a reasonable offer to you?
No.
Well, I have to say that's a mean offer. Now, I know there's some issues here. There is a hand missing, which is fairly standard and straightforward. But what you have got here is a nice little carriage clock, circa 1900, standard French movement, which, given to a reasonable clock restorer, will put that into perfect condition in no time. I'm going to come back with a big cane, a stick, unless there's more money on the table.
Well, that's me told, and he is quite right, of course, that when it's put back, it's worth an awful lot more. But I'm worrying about the putting it back bit. So I will make you a little bit more of an offer. I take the 10 away, and I go 60. I really am worrying about the cost of it, getting it restored. £70, Carl.
No.
No.
I think I'll take it to auction.
Sorry, Carl.
No
That's
worries.
my final offer.
Yeah, I'll take it
You go to auction.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Right, let's head over to the sale room to see if Carl gets more money there. Auctioneer Tom Sargent has his gavel poised.
60.
Carl can't make it today. I'm looking after his interest. The question is there a buyer here that wants to take that on? Let's find out. It's coming up now. The reserve is £135. The estimate is £100 to £200, and that's where it should be. Let's see what happens.
258, the 20th century French carriage clock. I've 100, 120. At 120 for the carriage clock. At 130, 140, 150, 160, 160, 170, I'm out.
You see, there are people here obviously think they can restore that.
170 and away selling at £170. 2442.
£170 under the gavel. It's close to 140 quid the time you take the deductions off, and that's the amount that we will be sending off to Carl. I know he will be pleased. Tick-tock.
Should think so, David. He got almost double what Debbie offered. Coming up.
£80 or something.
No, it's still a bit away, like.
Long way away?
It's guesswork for Stuart and shocking answers for Tim.
You know that it's silver.
I never looked at it until this morning. It would have got thrown away.
Flippin' heck.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The people of Carlisle have an eye for business, but as Stuart set his sights on what Williams brought in.
Well, it's brass and it's steel, so it should be me, shouldn't it? Tell me what you brought along.
It's just, I don't know, it's a gun sight of a Winchester Rifle, I think.
A gun sight from a Winchester Rifle.
Scope,
right. Aye. And Winchester, of course, is a magic name in weapons and armour. Not sure what sort of age it is at the moment, but we've got Winchester and US patents pending. So, do you know anything about that?
Well, somebody told us that I think Winchester come out in 1860.
1860,
with
yeah.
With that pen, and I reckon that would be in about 1870.
Did they ever use these in the military? I mean, there's no military marks on here, but...
Probably in cavalry, yeah. Probably.
I can't imagine Buffalo Bill putting his Winchester up there with the sights on. I can't remember seeing that in the films. Can you?
Aye, well, I have seen them in films, like, but that's...
Have you?
Aye, that's the only one I've seen in real life.
OK.
Like.
How did you come by it? I mean, is it something that's been in the family, or...?
No, I bought it out of auction.
In an auction?
Aye. I bought it to go on an air rifle, but it didn't fit. And that's why I'm selling it.
Well, I like it because of the Winchester name. If it didn't have Winchester on it, I think it's just nothing exciting. You bought it to sell it for the right price, so let's see if I can buy it. £20, £40, £60.
A bit off with that, like. A bit out with the way yet.
Is it?
Aye.
Obviously excites you more than it excites me.
Well, it doesn't excite us, like, but I know, like, what they go for, yeah.
£80 on the table.
No, it's still a bit away, like.
Long way away?
Well, a good bit, aye.
100. That's not enough by the look of it, is it?
No, it's a bit away, like.
The question is, are there collectors out there that have already got the Winchester for the site to go on? Maybe. And maybe there are dealers who will want to buy this to sell, perhaps to an American collector. I don't know how rare it is. I can tell you my independent valuers have said 100 to 150. The offer that's on the table seems realistic. It would indicate you could get more at auction, but there is still a deduction of 15%. So, it's your call, but you need to find just the right buyer. Not a bad offer, probably worth a little bit more.
Interesting comments. He feels very similar to, as I do about it, really. It's a very specialised thing. I see myself a profit in it, but I don't feel like gambling any more on it, I'm afraid. Your decision.
No, I don't want to go to auction, so I'll accept.
You'll accept?
Your money.
We have a deal, £100. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
I'm happy with 100. I only paid 30 for it, but I think Stuart's going to make more than me out of it.
He'll certainly give it his best shot, William. Next up, will Eileen's wall pocket get Debbie in a flap?
I'd be looking to pay 40 to 60 perhaps for it. Hopefully the lower end will be accepted, we'll see.
Well, it's Clarissas Cliff, so it won't go cheap.
Tell me about this bit of pottery you brought.
I believe it's Carriage Cliff and it's a wall pocket.
Right,
Yes,
it is indeed.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it as a wall pocket?
Yeah, I had it on my wall a few years ago, yeah.
Okay, where did you get it from?
A jumble sale.
A jumble sale?
Yes,
Ah, so you didn't pay much for it?
No, I wouldn't pay a lot for it, no.
And why are you getting rid of it?
I collect other things now, so yeah.
What do you collect?
Teapots.
Teapots?
Yes.
And are they made by the same person who makes the wall pockets?
I have some Carriage Cliff,
You
but
have?
all sorts of makers.
So you've let the cat out of the bag.
Yes.
It's a piece of Clarissas Cliff,
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
It's a very nice thing. It's fun. I mean, the colours are really delightful, and these two little budgies sort of nestling close together on this bough is very sweet. If we turn it round, there we've got the Clarissas Cliff mark and Wilkinson, England. Now, if it said made in England, we'd know it was into the 20th century, well into the 20th century. The fact it's England on its own means post-1891 and into the early part of the 20th century. So I think we're talking about a 1930s piece. Does that sound about right? Yeah. She was an amazing lady, Clarissas Cliff. She's one of a large family and the only one who was sent to be educated in an art school. And she was quite an exceptional woman. And of course, the things that dealers are looking for are her bazaarware.
That's right.
Any of your teapots bazaarware?
No.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to put money down to allow you to buy a bazaarware piece, but we'll have a go. £20 for your wall pocket.
No, it's a little bit more.
A little bit more. If I was to put 30 down, what do you think about that?
Well, Carriage Cliff is a bit of a magic name, very popular in the sale room, but mainly the popularity is more with an Art Deco look to it. This, of course, doesn't have that. No. 50 to 80 pounds is the independent valuation. Is that it, Debbie, or are you thinking of putting some more money down?
If I do, it won't even be the colour of the 10.
OK. I think if you go to the auction, I do believe you can get more than the 30. It may not be a great deal more once you take the commission off, but I think there's a reasonable chance. So that's what I'd do. I'd get off to the auction.
So there you are, and I promised I'd put another little bit down, so 35, and that would be my final offer. I know it's a little mean. What do you feel?
I think I'll go to auction.
You'll go to auction. Well, good luck.
Thanks
Hope
very
he does
much.
very well.
Thank you.
Will Eileen's Clarissas Cliff wall pocket fly in the sale room? Let's get over there to find out.
It's £60. 6130.
Now, Clarissas Cliff, you know, is a popular collectible. Where did it come from?
I got it years ago. It's like a jumble sale.
Right,
Yes.
What did you pay for it? We want to know.
Just a couple of pounds.
Just a couple of pounds, as you do years ago in a jumble sale. You've decided to bring it along to the programme.
Yes.
The reserve is 50. Fingers crossed, let's hope it sells. 35 quid you turn down. Please, let's hope we get some more. Coming up over there.
190A, the Clarissas Cliff wall pocket. I've 30 bid for that one and 2. 32 bid. Add 32 for that at 32 for the wall pocket at 32. Add 32.
We need a bit more than that,
48,
Eileen.
40, 42, 45, 48, 50. 50
Got the
bid.
50.
Add 50 bid against 5.
We got the 50. 55.
55 bid. Add 55, 60, 60 bid. 60 bid against the online at £60 a bid. Add 60 bid. 60 for that one at 60. Selling at £60.
OK, £60. Now, there is some commission to take away from this, so it's just under £50, £49 and some pence. So, what's your first reaction?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Happy?
Yeah, happy, very happy.
So you
Yes.
turn down £35 and you're going home with 49 quid.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal. It
We're
is.
happy.
Not surprised, David. Eileen made a profit of £47. Still to come, there's trouble brewing for Tim with a pricey tea set.
Go on, you know you want it.
You came on here all meek and now suddenly...
Oh, come on.
Back to Dickinson's Real Deal. The people of Carlisle have really impressed, and our seller Kathy's got Tim poring over the last lot of the day.
Stunning Art Deco tea service. And they do say tea for two, but it's tea for Timmy. I am definitely going to buy this tea set.
Well, Kathy's got no idea just how much it's worth, so the Duke and auctioneer Tom Sargent are watching to see how much you put down, Tim.
Tell me, the family silver.
It was just sitting in a box in my auntie's bedroom.
In the bedroom?
Just sat there for years, so it would have got thrown away.
Well, you know what it is, don't you, Kathy? You know that it's silver.
I never looked at it until this morning.
I've
seen it lying about.
So you don't know that it's silver?
No, nothing about it. Never even looked at it until just put it in a bag before.
Flipping heck. So you would have thrown this out?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit about this silver tea set. You see that there? That is a UK hallmark. Right, so this tea service was made in Sheffield, and it was assayed at the Sheffield Assay Office, and it was made in 1932. So it's solid silver. You look a bit shocked there.
I wouldn't have known.
Solid. So obviously it's not silver plated; it's solid silver, so it makes it quite a valuable item. And it's typically Art Deco. So the Art Deco period is very, very clean lines, geometric, and you can see these very clean, straight lines. They say it's the best tea that you've ever had when you have it out of a silver teapot.
Put the tea bag in the cup.
You can still put a tea bag in there, Kathy. So, and you know why it's got a wooden handle, don't you? Basically, the wooden...
It was plastic.
Oh no, it's ebony. It's ebony. Now, come on, we're talking about a deluxe item here. The handle is so that when you hold it, if it was like that, you'd burn yourself, because obviously the silver holds the heat in. So it's got a wooden handle so that you don't burn yourself.
Now, Tom, a three-piece solid silver tea service. Normally, we get many on the programme, and the value is really to do with the weight of the precious metal. But this example is Art Deco, and because it's Art Deco, I'm going to say very commercially desirable. Now, in weight alone, dare we say scrap value, there's about £630 worth of precious metal there at the moment. Where have you estimated your value on this for the sale room?
We've based our price round the scrap metal price, which is around £600 to £800. So anything more above the scrap price is a bonus.
Okay. The independent valuers, they've been a little bit more scared, a bit more meany. They've said £550 to £650. You have said £600 to £800. Right. I think it's well worth getting up towards the top end of the estimate. Tim is a good buyer of gold and silver. What's he going to put on the table? Let's see.
So, how much do you think it's worth?
I've got a clue.
Do you want me to see if I can impress you with my buying skills of silver?
Yeah.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100. How's that looking?
No.
You've got a little bit of an idea, haven't you?
I haven't.
These are coming out very slowly, these £20 notes. Tim can sometimes be a little bit careful with these notes.
20, 40, 60, 80, 200. How's that looking?
No. I'll do better than that with all that.
20, 40, 60, 80, 300. How's that looking?
No.
20, 40, 60, 80, 4.
£400 on the table. Now, what do you think about that offer?
I would like to buy it for £4.
OK, you've heard what the auctioneer says. I'd like to buy it for £4. And I can tell you something else, the Duke would as well. We think that's far too little money. I'm going to go in there and tell our seller we need more money.
400.
Now, just before you say anything, Catherine, I need to get my 2p in here because I'm writing saying you had no idea of the valuation of this item.
No.
It was in the back of a drawer, or where was it, a cupboard or something?
In a box.
In a box.
Spare room.
The price of the metal alone can value something, and I can tell you that there is £630 worth of valuable metal, silver, here. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that this is going to be melted down, because as an Art Deco tea set, it is very desirable. And we have another estimation. We have a £550 to £650, and we have a £600 to £800. What's on the table?
400, but I was only starting.
I understand that. He starts slow sometimes, and then he comes
Go
running
higher.
very quickly. So you must be surprised to see £400 on the table.
It was something I would have put in the bin.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I've got in to be able to say to you, no bin today, and good money on the table, but there is more to come. There is £630 in valuable metal. Tim is just starting. He's come back from his Hawaiian holiday. I noticed that wonderful decorative
Thank you,
shirt.
David.
I do. And so I'm sure he's going to put more money down. Let's see what goes on the table.
Tim needs to offer another 150 before he hits the lowest valuation. Will he pay up or will he lose out to auction?
Right, we've got £400 there, Cathy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're smiling at me now.
I'm smiling at all the money.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. £660.
Make it a round figure for another
Yo,
40 odd.
660. You're going to throw it away, Cathy.
I know.
She's still haggling with our dealer. She's still trying to persuade him to put down that little bit more. Is she going to be successful? Let's see.
Come on.
No.
I'll get a good holiday.
You get a fantastic holiday. You could go to Hawaii with me.
Another 20 then. Go on, you know you want it. You know you want it.
You were going to throw this away and you came on here all meek and now suddenly...
Oh, come on. Go on, you know you want it.
I'm meant to be toughening up, you know. I'm meant to be being more determined and...
Should chill, you've just had a holiday.
I haven't had a holiday. He's made it up. Well, you're going to have a holiday, £680. Have we got a deal?
We have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Cathy. Enjoy splashing the cash. Now, let's find out if our dealers have done as well with their profit today. Stuart didn't. He faced a canny seller for the 2 wall plaques.
£100.
That's for one, is it?
Good answer.
But after laying down £140, he hasn't been able to shift them. He's still on the lookout for a buyer for the Winchester gun sight too. Debbie was coaxed into paying 90 quid for the christening mug.
I'd like to see a little bit more.
I will give you a little bit more, but it won't be an awful lot more.
And she'd have been done out of a return if she had. Tim and his £680 investment in the tea set went up the spout. He only broke even. Although he tried to be frugal with the diamond ring.
£200.
You're a bit off.
I thought I was spot on, actually.
But it wasn't until he laid down another 20 quid that he hit his mark, and a modest profit in return. Surely Helen can do better than that with the £95 Worcester Vases.
That's my final bid on it.
Yes, a whole £5 more. So it's seller Cathy who's bagged the best deal today, although she had no idea of the value of her tea set.
It would have ended up in the bin.
Well, it's a good job it didn't, Cathy, because you've made almost 20 times more than our 4 professional dealers put together, making mugs of them all.
We've had a great day, lots of atmosphere, lots of buying and selling. I always like to see that. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.